What's up, Beers? Good morning, or good afternoon, actually. How are you? Dino, how we doing? Welcome back. Yeah, I'm doing all right. Just keeping busy. I wanted to finally get all this stuff shown off, so any other stuff I add to the sealed collection going forward, I can just kind of do like a shorter video of it. But yeah, it's been a long weekend going through all this stuff, but it's fun because I don't really look at this stuff all the time, so it's nice to kind of go back through it and just kind of like, you know, it's like memory lane kind of stuff, you know. Excuse me. Give another minute or so and then we'll get started. I've got 5 more tubs to go through. So I mentioned it yesterday. If you guys saw yesterday's stream, I was talking about my sealed collection, or I'm sorry, my graded card collection. I'm gonna save that until Friday, and the reason being is I have a whole bunch of mail coming in this week, and hint, hint, there's some more graded cards in that. Plus, potentially my CGC submission should be done this week. So, if you guys want to see all of my graded cards for the personal collection, that will be this coming Friday. Excuse me. And then hopefully I'll actually have some stuff to open if there's an actual restock anytime this week. So keep an eye out for that as well. We'll probably do an opening on Sunday. But yeah, like I said, it's been fun going through this for sure. Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah, Dino, from all this stuff I've opened up or went through since Friday, yeah, it's a lot. But it's one of those things where I do my best to keep it organized. I add to it when I can. And like I said, it's just fun to go back through and revisit this stuff. But without further ado, let's get right into it. What's going on, everybody? WakoBako here. Today we're showing off the last bit of my sealed collection. We went through like 5 or 6 tubs yesterday. I have another 5 tubs to go through today. So if you haven't seen the other 2 streams from Friday and Saturday, definitely go check those out. They're up on the channel right now. But yeah, let's just get into the first one. So starting off with another Pokemon Go product. This one was one of my favorites, especially because it's Dragonite featured. But this is the Dragonite V-Star Premier Deck Holder Collection. They couldn't have thought of a longer name. But you get the Premier Ball in here. You can fit a whole deck inside of it, which is kind of neat. But then it comes with the promo cards of Dragonite. A couple packs. Yeah, you get 9 booster packs in here for Pokemon Go. But yeah, this is a pretty neat little product here that came out. I've opened up a few of these on the channel, but yeah, obviously I kept one sealed to myself for sure. Like I mentioned before, I don't have too much sealed Pokemon Go stuff, even though there's a lot of product out there. But I just try to keep it to minimal because, again, trying to store all this stuff, especially with limited space, isn't super easy. But yeah, really, really fun product and a good one to start this off with. Next, this is another fun one. So this is one of the more unique pieces. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of dragons for sure. Who's your favorite dragon Pokemon there, Dino? But this one's here kind of interesting. I'm interested if the camera's going to pick up the label on top, but if you can see that, and yeah, you kind of can. So, usually plastic over black doesn't really work that well, but this is the celebration, so the 25th anniversary Pokemon Center Elite Trainer Box. Now, the interesting thing about this one, it's a tall one. For some reason, they decided to make this a tall one. Now, most of the Pokemon Center exclusive ones, or if they did like a Pokemon, an ETB Plus, it's either longer or it just has a unique design. But for some reason, they did the Celebrations one where it's super tall in comparison to some of the other Elite Trainer boxes. But yeah, here's everything you get with it. These are pretty expensive at this point. I didn't get this when it first came out. I got it, I don't know, maybe a year after the fact. Man, my voice is already going out. This is going to be a fun one. Excuse me. But yeah, oh, Dragonite, awesome. That's huge. Yeah, same here. But yeah, so this came with so much stuff in here. You got 13 Celebrations packs. You got all of this stuff in here. You got the metal tokens and dice. It also came with a deck box in there, so maybe that's why it was a little bit bigger. Plus, there's other regular packs in here too. You get Chilling Reign, some Vivid Voltage in there. I think one thing of Battle Style, so that was pretty neat. But yeah, it was just cool because, again, it's definitely a unique piece, especially because it's tall. But yeah, definitely an abnormal Elite Trainer box for sure. But definitely glad I have this one, along with, I'm pretty sure, one of these boxes I should have the regular Pokemon or the regular Celebrations one. But we're about to find out, because again, I don't go through these tubs often, but we're about to find out. But yeah, a really, really cool piece, especially for the 25th anniversary. I'm interested to see what they do for the 30th anniversary. And like I mentioned yesterday, I want to say the 30th anniversary is next year. So it's creeping up very quickly. All right, so I mentioned, you know, the Pokemon company has also done what they call ETB Plus, which is just, you know, a further enhanced Elite Trainer box. So here's one of them. They actually did two for this here. So they did Zacian, got its own, and this came out around the same time. I want to say it's Vivid Voltage. But yeah, so you got your Elite Trainer box Plus. This is the Zacian, and they also did a Zamazenta version. I'll show off the front of this one. Okay, yeah, we can see this one a little bit better. That's not too bad. I'm actually going to stand up for a bit. I think that worked a little bit better yesterday. But yeah, so again, it's just like a regular Elite Trainer box, but they just added stuff to it. But this one was unique because it wasn't tied to any specific set. Not like the other ones where it was like, you know, Chilling Reign or Pokemon Go or something like that. So we'll take a look at both of these real quick. But here's the Zamazenta one. It's not a tear, which is good. Oh, nice. You have the Zacian version. Very, very nice. I do like the black and gold aesthetic. The other cool thing with these is they came with the black and gold promo. So that was kind of neat. Again, a bunch of really, really cool packs in there as well. But yeah, this Elite Trainer box is longer than the usual ones. So that's why I thought it was kind of interesting. But yeah, and then again, same thing with the Zacian one. Same thing, you got the gold promo. And then all the black and gold like dice and counters and all that stuff in the coin as well. So I thought that was pretty cool too. But these are ones that, again, they came out right around Vivid Voltage time frame, or when that set released. So it was definitely kind of neat to get these. And again, it's something that I know they did like a bigger Ultra Premium collection. It was just Sword and Shield. But yeah, these are pretty cool as well. All right, next. Just sliding all this stuff over. These are fun. And again, you guys saw I have a good mix of Japanese products, some Chinese product here and there, but these are really, really cool. So this came out somewhat recent. These are the Battle Master decks as the terrestrial Lizardon but obviously that's what it's called in Japanese. Obviously, we can see that that's Charizard EX. We haven't seen this artwork yet on the English side, so it's a Japanese exclusive promo currently. I do have 2 of these. I'm still contemplating opening one up just so I can grade the stuff that's in here. But if you look at the back, that's kind of what you're getting there. You get the exclusive sleeves. So weird that one box. Maybe it's just the way I'm holding it. But yeah, you get all these other cards in here. You get the other Radiant Charizard that's in there. So pretty interesting. I got these fairly cheap when they first came out. But again, I do like the Japanese design for a lot of theme decks. They just put a little more effort in it, and the box is a little more flashy compared to a lot of the stuff we see on the English side. But pretty cool products for sure. All right, so here's another good way I can show off the difference between the Elite Trainer boxes and the Plus. So here is the Crown Zenith Elite Trainer box. And again, I'll show it off a little bit better here in a second. Yeah, I know, I'm right there with you, Squirtle. It's been a little bit since I've opened stuff up. Literally the last time I opened it up was the official release for Prismatic. I haven't found anything else. Like, it's not even that just like people are just scalping Prismatic, like they're taking everything. So, and I'm not going to pay online prices that are over, you know, they're overpriced. I'm just trying to be patient. I do have some other stuff coming in, especially with the Battle Partners Japanese set that just dropped. So I should have some stuff to open up, but that's why I'm kind of just going through the collection now while I can, and as I wait for stuff to kind of settle down a little bit. But yeah, I'm right there with you, Squirtle, for sure. All right, so again, Crown Zenith, probably one of the best sets from Sword and Shield, and the best way to end off a TCG generation. But this is the Elite. This is a Pokemon Center exclusive, so they didn't just do a regular ETB. They did the Plus. So obviously you could tell it's a little bit bigger. But yeah, regular ETB, awesome box art there. And again, all the stuff that comes with it. Yeah, it came with that awesome Lucario promo, which is really, really nice. That promo was actually part of the Japanese set, and then of course, like usual, they pulled it into the Elite Trainer box for the English side. But the Plus, which I've opened this up before also, this one's pretty neat because they went completely different design here. Looks very, very different than the regular boxes for sure. And again, it's a little bit of a longer Elite Trainer box, but there's all the stuff that comes with it, so you get way more packs. You get the promos still, but you get all the black and gold counters. Yeah, really, really neat product here. This is one that I was able to pre-order when it first dropped. Yeah, Crown Zenith is absolutely amazing. Yeah, I have that too. But I feel like it's one of those things for me, and maybe this is just how I process it. It's easier for me to not open older stuff like that. Oh, wow. So which one? You're saying like all Elite Trainer boxes, Dino, or are you saying the most current ones? But yeah, I feel like products like this, when I complete a set or I've done plenty of content on the channel, it's less likely for me to open that stuff up if I have it sitting out and about, you know what I mean? I'm not as tempted to open it up and go through it, especially with all the pricing and stuff now and how ridiculous it all is. But also, if I have a set complete, I don't really have the drive to open more up. Like, I'm honestly sitting on a bunch of... Oh, that's the one thing. Man, I should have grabbed it. Maybe I'll take a short break, depending on how long the stream takes. But yeah, I have a sealed box of 151 product that's skyrocketed in price. I have no urgency or reason to open it because I completed the set. Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah, Prismatic or Sparks. But again, I think they're both going to get crazy reprints, so you should see a whole bunch of them. And then obviously, as the Pokemon Company prints more and more, the scalpers will probably back off a little bit because they've already made their money while everyone was paying way too much. But yeah, I hear you though. It's kind of crazy still. All right. So these next couple, I have a lot of really, really cool pairs here. So more Elite Trainer boxes, of course, that's kind of the main thing that I've been collecting over the years. We have the Silver Tempest one now. Again, slightly different look to these. You have the Pokemon Center exclusive and the regular. This is also before they did the exclusive promos. So, wow. Yeah, that's kind of crazy, Dino. I'm sorry to hear that. Hopefully that price goes down a bit and kind of gets back to normal for you. Excuse me. But, yeah, so this is before the Pokemon Center exclusive ETBs had exclusive promos in it. Usually what they did was they just gave you more packs, maybe the metal coins instead of the plastic ones. But now it's kind of the standard that they give you an exclusive promo that comes with the Elite Trainer boxes. So again, the main difference between the two outside of the overall design is back in Sword and Shield, you would just get some more packs. And again, the plastic counters would turn into the metal ones, or they would just give you additional stuff. But yeah, not much difference between these. It's really just the aesthetics. And then for the sake of it, just saying it's a Pokemon Center Elite Trainer box versus the regular ones. I do like the slight design difference. And you're going to see that in these next couple ones I show off too. But yeah, again, Silver Tempest, another really, really good set. I'm very close to completing it. I do have the trainer gallery done. I do have all of the alt arts, so that's kind of nice. I just need to work on getting the rest of the cards mixed in. So in terms of like expense, I have all the expensive cards. I just need to clean up everything else. So that's a set I'll be working on for sure. But yeah, two awesome Silver Tempest Elite Trainer boxes there. Another really, really cool pair here, and a set that I opened up a whole bunch of. What you mean? Other than the other one with the outer case. So yeah, most of the time with these ones here, especially like I'll flip this over here. This is for Lost Origins. Again, different look, different aesthetic. The actual box, like the cardboard box on the inside, might be slightly different sometimes. But usually it's the same kind of design. I know I've opened up a couple different ones on the channel, so you can see a little bit of a difference, but most of the time it's just the outer aesthetic that's you know, blatantly different. Yeah, same contents, yeah. So even like this one here, the box looks very similar. But yeah, and then even if you look on the back, the only real difference is in the Pokemon Center one, you get more packs. And then they changed that to where in Scarlet Violet, you still get more packs, but like you said, they just give you that other promo now, which all these didn't come with exclusive promos. But yeah, Lost Origins, very, very fun set. I opened up a whole case. Yes, correct. These are the ones that you can only get from the Pokemon Center website. Correct. Now, some of them, for some reason, they still have inventory on there. Like, there's some of the older sets where you can still get the Pokemon Center exclusive ETBs. Some of them, once they do that first print run, they don't ever really go back and do it again. Dino said, pull the secret rare gold Lugia. Okay, nice. That's awesome. That's huge. What's going on, Jay? How we doing? Yeah, Lost Origins, I opened up a full case of the sleeve blisters when this first came out. If you guys remember that, that was a really, really fun opening. I'm doing well. Voice is kind of going in and out because I normally don't do 3 streams back to back to back, but I wanted to get the collection shown off, so that's why I did stuff yesterday as well. But yeah, Lost Origins, really fun set. I did pull the Giratina alt art. Dumb me though, and I bring this up all the time. I ended up grading it right away instead of just keeping it with the set. Sold it immediately after it came back, and just never really opened up more Lost Origins after the fact. So yeah, if prices ever kind of settle down a little bit, I'd love to get some more Lost Origins and kind of rip open some of those, some Astral Radiance. You know, go back through some of the Sword and Shield sets that I still need to complete. But yeah, again, 2 Elite Trainer boxes. Again, same size. Obviously, just the exclusive stamp on here and then the different box design. All right. last two for this tub, and it's one that was available up till like last week, and then someone was like, hey, we should probably start buying this. But yeah, you were still able to buy Astral Radiance Pokemon Center Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes up till about like a week ago from the website, and then they just started getting bought up like crazy. Two really cool two really cool box designs on this one. Very different. This one's obviously the more of like red and black theme, and then they mixed in some purple on this one. But the overall look is very different. Again, same packs, same content. This one just has more packs in it. But really cool box design. I really like this one. The actual box itself on the inside, you can tell it's pretty much the exact same shade of red there. And then even on the back, they continued on keeping this a little bit different. But yeah, really cool product. And again, it's a set I didn't open too much of. I do have videos on the channel back when I used to do like the pre-recorded content. But yeah, it's a set I definitely want to open up some more of for sure. You have the chance to get to the Alt-Art Machamp, the Beedrill. There's a couple really good. Well, you get the Palkia and the Dialga. Like there's some really heavy hitters from this set. But again, it was just one of those things where it was just weird timing. I guess because I was really into Brilliant Stars, and then right after that, Pokemon Go came out. So kind of spent more time on both of those. But yeah, definitely a good set. The trainer gallery in this is really nice as well. But yeah, some more really cool ETBs that I plan on holding on to for a bit here. Which design do you guys like better, by the way? I should have asked that as we we're going through all these. But I personally like this one a little bit better. I like the mix of the purple and then the overall image change too. I thought that was neat. Squirrel think the left looks better. Gotcha. And again, I just like how they made it change. Like some of the changes you guys have seen, they seem subtle or slight. But this one was like, hey, we're doing something completely different. So I thought that was neat for sure. All right, that's one tub down. Or no, two tubs down now, sorry. All right. And I guess the other good thing about me doing this too is like I get to clean up the outside of these tubs. Some of them are super dusty, so get to clean up while I'm doing this. All right. All right, so here's another fun one. So we have Pokemon Go, which I love the original box art for this Elite Trainer box. I think it was absolutely amazing. Obviously, you got Mewtwo front and center there. I love the color wave on this one. Yeah, break out the Swifter for sure. Yeah, absolutely. I got one on standby. Yeah, before I put all these back in the way that I had them organized, yeah, I'm definitely wiping everything down. But that's a good thing about having them in these tubs, right? There's a lid on them. There's no dust getting in them. They stay nice and clean on the inside. So here was the standard Pokemon Go Elite Trainer box. I remember when Walmart was marking these down at one point because no one was really buying them. But I bought a whole bunch of these. It was such a fun set. Again, it was a small set, but it was fun to go through. So that's, and the top having that like little cosmic kind of sky light there. It's pretty neat. But then here's the other one. Yeah, the Mewtwo on the front. So this is the Pokemon Go. I want to say this is another ETB Plus. But this is the Pokemon Center exclusive one. So let's take a look at this one. Definitely looks a bit different here. Starting off with more of a bluish purple. The front on this one was nuts. But yeah, this is an ETB Plus. But again, completely different design on this. The only single one I bought from Go was Mewtwo Alt. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, the Alt art was insane, which it pretty much mimics that artwork right here. But yeah, this whole box looks very different. I know you're getting a bunch of the reflection there, but a very different box design on this one. Again, you got a lot more packs in this one compared to the regular. But yeah, they did a really, really cool design on this one for sure. Let's bring this in just a little bit so you can see all the contents. But you got 12 packs in this one. Again, all the metal counters. You got the Mewtwo promo in there, which was kind of neat. But yeah, really, really cool product there. It's got a little bit of like a loose packaging, but it's still sealed, so I'm not going to complain. But yeah, between these two, again, drastically different appearances, right? From the ETB Plus, and then you get the regular ETB, so drastically different view for sure. Looks like a scene from Detective Pikachu. Yeah, it definitely does, right? But yeah, which one do you guys like better? Do you like the regular ETB? Which again, I think it still looks amazing. They did really good design on this one. But the Plus it's a plus. It's just a little bit better. Yeah, pretty cool stuff. Definitely glad I have these for sure. All right. Next. So continuing on with two drastically different designs here. So we have another awesome set here. We have good old Brilliant Stars. I unfortunately do not have any Gold Star cards. I wish. When I got back into collecting, all that stuff was way crazy expensive already at that point. So no. I do have some original Shining Pokemon from the Neo generation, but no Gold Stars, unfortunately. All right, so here you have Brilliant Stars. You have the Pokemon Center and the regular. You can already tell a difference with the design here. But if you haven't seen the difference between the two, check this out. It's kind of crazy. Drastically different box arts here between the Pokemon Center exclusive and the regular. And they did it all the way through. So like even if you look at the bottom, which most time I don't show this off, yeah, again, they even changed the color on the bottom. The box itself is pretty much the same, which is good. But yeah, again, they followed that pattern all the way through. And it's drastically different, which is kind of neat. I like when they do it that way. Plus the colors pop on both of them. So it turned out really, really nice. Yeah, Gold Stars would be amazing to have, even if I just had one of them. But yeah, they're all crazy expensive. But yeah, which one do you guys like better? Obviously, Brilliant Stars started off the trainer gallery for Sword and Shield. It had a really strong trainer gallery. It had some really cool alt arts in it. Obviously, you got the alt art Arceus, the Charizard. Yeah, some really good ones for sure. You like the non-Pokemon Center? Yeah, I do like the white on gold here. This one's nice too because it's more of a bursting image, obviously. But I like this design for sure. But yeah, definitely a fun set. A set I have complete, and I'm glad I have it completed. Especially after pulling 2 of the Charizard alt arts in an opening. Yeah, that was nuts for sure. But yeah, again, it's another really fun set. I know Wabbit is a huge fan of this set. And again, it's one of the better Sword and Shield sets. Sword and Shield had a lot of really strong sets. And then comparing it to Scarlet Violet, there's some good sets for Scarlet Violet for sure. But some of them are strong because they were obviously going to be strong. Like 151, yeah, obviously that was going to be a strong set for sure. But I'm interested to see how this last year of this generation goes for Scarlet Violet and then what we get ourselves into next year. But anyway, that's for future discussion there. Let's keep rolling. Got some more stuff to look at. All right, so here's another fun one. And again, 2 drastically different designs here. And when I mean drastically, they're very, very different. The only thing that's similar is the box inside. So you have Fusion Strike. Look at the color differences already. Wait till you guys see the front. But again, Pokemon Center exclusive, and then the regular Elite Trainer box here. Another awesome set. Obviously, there was all kinds of controversy with this set, but yeah, look at this product. Look at this. Absolutely amazing. This is a tough choice to figure out which one I like better, because I like the colors on both. I think the designs are pretty interesting. But yeah, two very different boxes for sure. What do you guys think? I'll go ahead and flip them over so you guys can see the other side. But again, the box inside is the exact same, but even the backs, like, very, very different looks to them for sure. The other thing that's kind of funny with this is if you look underneath, I'm going to show off the bottom real quick. They put all this contents up here, and then they just put this same label again on the bottom here. So this back looks a lot cleaner because you don't have all this stuff here. But then for some reason, they kind of mimic the top and bottom on the standard one. So kind of interesting for sure. Gotcha. Yeah, again, I think they did really well with both colors. And again, to still kind of incorporate the same kind of color scheme, but just, yeah, the front, yeah, I agree for sure. Wow, that's awesome, Dino. Um, Dino said my aunt had a ton of old boxes of Pokemon cards that she gave me, and while searching through them, I found a Gold Star Mew. That's huge. Um, was it in decent condition? I mean, I'm assuming it's older, and assuming it was stuff she probably played with or had in her collection. But yeah, even a Gold Star Mew and not like the greatest condition is still a very expensive card. So that's an awesome pickup right there. I always like going through old collections, or I have buddies send me their stuff or have me look through their stuff, especially like childhood collections. I've talked about it before, but my buddy Alex from /frag, and Beers and Bacon is from /frag as well. But yeah, when I went through Alex's personal collection, and you saw all this stuff I got graded for him, I mean, he had some really awesome cards. But that's something that I like doing. So that's why I always offer up that middleman service, where it's like, if you have things in your collection you want to get graded, whether it's gem mint or something you played with when you were a kid, or, you know, it got handed down to you. I always like looking through collections, and I'll give you my honest opinion, my honest take on it. Yeah. Wow, it's in great condition. Yeah, that's exciting. It might have been one that she just saw and was like, hey, I got to take care of this one. So it might have been one of her favorites. All right, the next two, very interesting here. So unfortunately, and I say unfortunately because I wish I had these, the next two Elite Trainer boxes I'm going to show you, I do not have the Pokemon Center exclusive ones for. And it's unfortunate because they're ridiculously expensive right now. But the crazy, crazy set of Evolving Skies. Now, from the top view, it looks like two of the exact same Elite Trainer boxes. Now, it's one of those things, if you know, you know. But obviously, I'm going to show you here in a second. The Elite Trainer, or the Pokemon Center exclusive ones, I remember the day that they dropped. I tried pre-ordering them, but it's the same situation we just saw with Battle Partners and Prismatic, where it's like you have these bots that just take the site. It's down in 30 seconds. By the time the page comes back up, everything's gone. That was the same issue with Evolving Skies. Now, they did sprinkle out the regular Elite Trainer boxes through Walmart and all their stores throughout the years, but as soon as they were there, they were gone. The Pokemon Center exclusive ones, they never did a reprint on. They did the first wave, and that was it. So, yeah, even just these Elite Trainer boxes, out of the ones that I've shown you so far, these are probably some of the more expensive ones. even in just their regular form. But here we go. 2 different designs here. So this was another set that did 2 Elite Trainer boxes. Obviously, they wanted to fit all the evolutions on there. So kind of interesting. I really like the design in this. The Pokemon Center exclusive ones had crazier designs than this. But again, they were just so expensive and they went so fast. I'm actually curious, while you guys are checking that out, I'm going to look on here. Because, again, I know they're crazy expensive, but I can't wrap my head around, like, how expensive. But we're going to take a look. I mean, obviously, anything Evolving Skies is through the roof. So, for the pair of these two, right, these are the regular Elite Trainer boxes. For the pair, they're going for around $460 to $480 for the pair. Absolutely insane. Now, for a pair of the Pokemon Center exclusive ones, which again, very unique designs, very, very different, the pairs are going for anywhere between $845 to $850 for the pair. Absolutely insane. And you know, to be honest, I get it because it's the evolutions, it's desirable, but Evolving Skies, a lot of people forget how bad the pull rates were, kind of just like prismatic evolutions. But it's one of those things that people would buy cases of these ETBs and they wouldn't pull anything, or you know, people were just chasing the Umbreon. They put out a statistic, I'd say within the last year, to pull the Moonbreon from this set, so the Umbreon Altar, it was a 0.04% chance to pull it, which is nuts, absolutely insane. But it sounds like the pull rates for the Sunbreon from Prismatic Evolutions is even harder. People have opened up thousands of packs and have not seen it once. So, but with that being said, I'm happy to announce that you guys know New Kid that pops into stream all the time. He called me yesterday. We were on Signal. He did a video call and he pulled the Sunbreon. So he has in his possession. So shout out to him and congratulations. He freaked out, which is understandable. I mean, the new Umbreon Altar from Prismatic is over $1,600 ungraded. It's absolutely insane, but it is extremely rare. So it kind of makes sense, even though I absolutely hate how much people pay for the evolutions, but they're desirable. I was going to flip over the back. There's nothing too exciting. Obviously, they just showed off the actual box art there, but everything else is the exact same. These Elite Trainer boxes, by the way, you only got 8 packs in. So even if I open this up, which I never will, I only get 16 packs of Evolving Skies. Even if you did the math, let me see how much a regular pack of Evolving Skies goes for right now. Let's see. A single pack of Evolving Skies goes for $27. And, you know, I was talking about other sets like Dragon Majesty and Shining Legends where those packs are like $30, $35 a piece. Evolving Skies isn't that old, and the packs are already that expensive. So I would highly suggest, if you're sitting on sealed Evolving Skies, do not open it. Just be patient. Leave it alone. Put it in a closet somewhere. In my personal opinion, I don't think it's worth opening up Evolving Skies right now. You're better off just buying whatever the loose cards are. I mean, obviously, if you have money to fork over for the Umbreon, that's awesome. Best of luck to you. But there's so many other cards in that set that you can just buy, even in non-mint condition, even if it's lightly played. You can buy so many cards from the set and work towards completing it if that's what you want to do. But my chase card for Evolving Skies was actually the Dragonite Altar, which I pulled. And, you know, I'm going to show you real quick while we're talking about this. I know I already went through this, but I just want to show you, out of all the Evolving Skies I opened up, and again, we did show this recently, but here's my Evolving Skies binder. We'll quickly go through this. I don't want to take too much time because obviously we still have more sealed stuff to go through. But I just want to show you, out of all the packs that I opened, and yes, I'm missing a regular card in the set. I know that's crazy. But I opened up I don't know, I'd say a few hundred packs of Evolving Skies throughout its time. Like, especially when it was in the limelight before you couldn't find it. Um, Even with that being said, look at how much I'm missing, right? So this is where it starts all the full arts. And obviously there's a lot of alt arts in this set. Oh, skipped a whole bunch right there. Let me go back, sorry. But yeah, so again, this starts the full arts and getting into the alt arts. There's one evolution there, which this one is really funny because it's crazy off center. If I ever get another one, I'm going to grade this one. But yeah, crazy off center Glaceon there. But yeah, I'm still missing so much from this. You got the Sylveon here. You got the Metacham and the Golurk alt art. Now, again, my chase card here, I pulled this out of a single sleeve blister, the Dragonite V. I think this is one of the best cards in the set. And this card's growing up in value as well, or going up in value. But even the regular full art is amazing. But again, I'm missing so much from this because Evolving Skies has just always been so expensive. Like, look at this. Some of these pages are just so barren. Now, yes, I could probably go back and clean up some of these cheaper cards. But again, just to show you, you know, how much I opened, and this is all that I had. Now, yeah, again, I'll probably work on cleaning up some of these other spots here where they're not as expensive. But again, unless this is your favorite set of all time and you're okay with paying the prices that you're going to have to pay for it, I would still suggest just getting the individual cards. And if you have sealed product, just hold on to it. I mean, you might even get lucky enough to trade some of the sealed product for whatever you're missing. But hey, to each their own, right? I can only give suggestions. But yeah, enough of Evolving Skies. It gets enough attention as is. All right, next. It's kind of crazy to think we're almost done. Ooh, this is a really, really good box for sure. All right, so a little bit of change of pace. More card sleeves. And again, I told you guys that I don't collect these, but I always ended up grabbing some more. These are the original Charizard VMAX ones. The ones that came in the Ultra Premium collection were taken from this image, but it's not as good. I think this is a much cleaner sleeve. And then you get the 25th anniversary one with Pikachu and all the elements. These ones are really neat. All these are Japanese exclusive, by the way. But you got the Venusaurs. Really, really neat. Of course, you got the Charizard, and this is like the Charizard V artwork, that kind of design. A little bit of flames in the background. And then, of course, you got good old big man Blastoise over here. Absolutely amazing. I love all these sleeves. And again, it's one of those things where you don't realize how much stuff you have until you go back through it. And again, I don't collect sleeves, quote unquote. But I mentioned before how I really like Japanese Steam decks, right? And this is the reason why. So here is, and I'm going to try and fit all on screen. We'll go through them individually. Venusaur VMAX. Charizard VMAX. And of course, Blastoise VMAX. Now, all of these, and the video I did on this one, by the way, is one of my most viewed and most liked videos on the channel. So if you guys want to go back and see me open these up, please go check that out. I mean, again, I'm a huge Blastoise fan. It finally got the attention deserved, but I got so many views from that video. It was insane. But yeah, Japanese Steam decks. And again, the design on these
It's just so much better crafted than a lot of the English ones we get. And not only did you get the VMAX, you got the V in all these boxes as well. The only one I haven't opened up on the channel is this one. All these other ones I've gotten 2 of previously. This one I just got the 1 and I just left it at that. But yeah, obviously we saw this Charizard VMAX in Darkness Ablaze, but obviously this is where it came first. And this is the only place you can get it at that time. There was the regular Charizard V as well. But again, these Japanese Steam decks, and even some of the ones they put out for Scarlet Violet, like there's some really, really nice ones. But yeah, this is obviously my favorite. And you get deck sleeves in here as well that match all of these, which is kind of neat. But yeah, absolutely amazing. One of my favorite artworks are Blastoise with that huge cannon on his back. But yeah, what do you guys think about the Japanese Steam decks compared to how the English ones look? Definitely want to get some more of the Japanese theme decks. They put out a whole bunch. Obviously, they put them out all the time. But it's not like there's too many US-based sellers that have them. It's a lot of stuff you have to order from Japan. So obviously, you're paying the extra fees for that. And then the wait time. But yeah, really, really awesome. Again, some of my favorite theme decks here. I'm glad I kept them, and they're all in absolutely amazing condition. All right, so I did find it. So I'm glad I was able to dig this out. But here is the regular Celebrations Elite Trainer box here. I knew I had it somewhere. It was just in a different box. Obviously drastically different from the other one, the Pokemon Center exclusive. This one still came with a lot of packs. You got 10 packs in this one. You got the Gold Star Greninja. So I guess that's the only Gold Star I do have. Dino, now that I'm thinking about it. It's a modern one, obviously. It's not as impactful as the old ones, but that's the only one I would say that I have is the Greninja. But yeah, there's the regular Celebrations Elite Trainer box. Glad I found it. All right, so the next two I'm going to show you were the actual start of the Pokemon Center exclusive ETBs, which I just looked, and I don't have the regular versions of these, sadly enough. But the reason why these are very special is because they're actual error boxes. And I say that because of what's in this giant envelope here, which I'll show you here in a second. I talked about this a little bit yesterday, but we'll go through it in more detail today. So here's the Chilling Reign Elite Trainer boxes. Again, this set here did 2 different designs. But you had the Ice Rider and Shadow Rider Calyrex, and then they took the horse from each of these and made it its own Pokemon. But the reason why these are error boxes is if you flip over on the back, states right there, 10 Pokemon TCG Sword and Shield Chilling Reign booster packs. When these shipped out, and I still have the email, and I still have all the documentation, they sent out an email from the Pokemon Company official that said, hey, for some reason we made a mistake, and there's only 8 packs in each of these. There's not the 10 you're supposed to have. So what they did was, eventually they mailed you this for free. So this is what I called the apology pack. I've seen a whole bunch of people open these, which I thought was really, really dumb. But yeah, they mailed this to you. So there's the other 2 packs that they owed you, which technically they owed me 2 of these, but I couldn't care. I'm not going to complain about it. But yeah, so they sent you this, and then they sent you the 3 legendary birds in their Galarian form. So again, nothing too crazy on the back. It was just a kind of quick print and get out to everybody. But this is part of the error pack, if you will. So I thought that was kind of neat. And again, I kept it in this envelope so it's nice and protected. But yeah, they made a printing error, and then they just issued out the other 2 packs. But yeah, I guess I don't have the regular 2 Elite Trainer boxes, so more stuff I have to fish out now. But again, it's all good. I mean, at least I have these ones. I saw people open these because they wanted to confirm that they were errors. You know, if the Pokemon Company put out a huge email to every single person that made the purchase, it's a confirmed error. Like, I'm not going to open these. There's no point in verifying it. It's already been verified. But yeah, 2 pretty neat Elite Trainer boxes. And this is when they started doing the Pokemon Center exclusive ones. They didn't do it beforehand. Like, they didn't do it for Battle Styles or any of the sets prior, which is very interesting. But so again, I mentioned this yesterday, but Battle Styles started the alt arts, and then Chilling Reign started the Pokemon Center exclusives. And funny that they started with the error boxes. But yeah, pretty neat little background information there. So, speaking about battle styles, 2 Elite Trainer boxes for this here. Again, this was another one of those sets where they did 2 because they had 2 focal Pokemon here. And you have to think, it went kind of crazy because Battle Styles had 2, then Chilling Reign had 2, then Evolving Skies had 2. Yeah, it was just too much ETBs for these individual sets. But you had the Urshifus, you had the Rapid Strike and Single Strike Urshifu. Again, just regularly trainer boxes from Battle Styles. Really, really neat. Again, obviously the boxes inside are going to be different. They're all color-coded and colored different. But again, this is before you got promos inside. This is only 8 packs at the time compared to the 9 that you get normally with the Scarlet Violet ones. So, very, very different. Again, I feel like this is a underappreciated set, especially for all the cool cards that are in it, and plus the trend that it started. You know, if Battle Styles came out and people absolutely hated the alt arts, then that wouldn't have been a thing, and you wouldn't have all this crazy overprice for alt arts now, or the abundance of alt arts. So shout out to Battle Styles and who came up with the idea for this set. Obviously, you made your mark and you started a trend. So very, very neat. Battle Styles is a set I'm almost done with. I'm at like 90% complete. So yeah, it'd be fun to complete this one. But again, pretty cool Elite Trainer boxes. I like how they kind of face each other if you put them this way. But yeah, good old Battle Styles. Very fun set. All right, last ETB from this box. And it's a simple one, but impactful. You get the Shining Fates Elite Trainer box. Again, you got the Eevee on front, the giant VMAX Eevee here, Shining Fates. Again, another one of the shiny sets. I still think Hidden Fates is the better shiny set, in my opinion. We talked about this yesterday. So you have Hidden Fates, Shining Fates, and then Paldean Fates. I'm interested to see what there's going to be one for the next gen. There always is. But this one also came with that Eevee VMAX promo there. Again, some good cards in this set. I don't want to take away from that, but it's still just, in my opinion, it wasn't better than Hidden Fates. Really cool product, though. These were everywhere for the longest time. And this was another one of those sets that people were nervous about, and they didn't print a whole bunch. And then you would just find like full cases of them at Walmart, and people just weren't touching them because they were kind of burnt out. But it's a fun set. It's one that I'm missing a decent amount of the shinies in, but on the higher end with all like the full art shinies, I'm good there. The regular set, I have master set. So, well, Shining Legends, yeah, but that's different though. Like it wasn't. So it was it was more of a Shining set compared to a shiny set, if you know what I mean. Like, it gave homage to the original Shining Pokemon. And yes, they are shiny iterations, right? Kind of like the Radiance became, right? Like when they did Radiant Pokemon. And shout out to Mewtwo, dude. Appreciate you. When they did Radiance, they're just shiny versions of those Pokemon. But it was a bit different, of course. But yeah, good old Shining Fates. Another shiny set, and I can't wait to see what the next one is going to be called. All right, we are about to get into the last box here. Appreciate everyone coming through and checking out all the sealed collection stuff. All right, here we go. The last box. And there are some really, really awesome products in this one for sure. So, starting with Wabbit, how we doing? Good old Vivid Voltage. I really like the design on this one. This started the Pikachu craze for Sword and Shield. Obviously, you got the Pikachu VMAX in this set. Kind of like Surging Sparks. It was crazy expensive. It did eventually go down in price. I think at one point it did dip under $100. But yeah, really, really fun set. This set also introduced the Amazing Rares, which I showed off yesterday. A very underappreciated art design and a style of card that I wish they would have brought back, but they just never have. Yeah, Amazing Rares are really, really sick. So they introduced that in this set. And then, of course, the Pikachu VMAX. It was like 4 different Pikachus in this set. So you had the V, the regular VMAX, then you had the full art, and then you had the Hyper Rare, or the Rainbow Rare Pikachu. So, yeah, absolutely insane. Definitely an awesome set. Some of the mail I have coming in this week actually helps me complete this set. So that will be another set complete there. It's kind of crazy to think when I look at all the vintage sets I have complete. So like vintage base set for Pokemon, especially on the Japanese side, you had base set, Jungle, Fossil, Team Rocket. And then if you want to go a little bit further, you had Gym Heroes, Gym Challenge, right? That's like the entry level sets to Pokemon. Now if you look at even Sword and Shield, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 sets in one generation. Someone do the rough math. How many sets do we currently have in Scarlet and Violet? And the reason why I mentioned this is like it was so much easier to complete or to have like a generation of sets complete back then compared to now. Like even my Sword and Shield, I'm at like 85 to 90% complete for the whole generation. And that's including the promos. Yes, I have every single Sword and Shield promo. You guys saw that. But for Scarlet Violet, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 sets so far. So you do the math. We're at 12 right now with that Prismatic Evolutions just coming out being number 12. I mean, we probably have another 3 or 4 sets coming out before the end of this generation, which is nuts. Yeah, right at 12. Yep. You want to do that tomorrow, Mewtwo? You're talking about? Yeah, that could work for me. Like I said, I don't have anything going on, so 7 p.m. my time, Eastern Standard Time, that could work. Yeah, we'll figure out where we're going to do it, and we'll do some test runs ahead of time. But yeah, I'm down for that. So, good question, Wabbit. Yes, I do think 2025 is the last year for Scarlet Violet. And the reason being is because so either the end of this year or early next year, we're going to get the next Pokemon game. Now, granted, it's not one of the mainline games. It's another one of the Pokemon Legends games, kind of like how we got Legends Arceus. But if you look at the trend, even all the way back from Sun and Moon, the generations only last 3 to 4 years before the next one cycles through. So if you look at when Scarlet and Violet started to where we're at now, we're creeping up into that 4th year. So my guess is we will have this whole last year just filled with Scarlet Violet stuff. I'm assuming, and again, making assumptions here, that the next Pokemon game, the Legends Z through A, we will get this year. we may or may not get some cards for that set to show it off, or they'll start off 2026 with the next actual iteration of Pokemon, whatever that generation is going to be called, and then we'll get the cards for that as well. All assumption, that's just my estimate based off of trends. All right, next, another fun ETB here. We get Champions Path Elite Trainer box. Really, really awesome box art on this one. So again, kind of like the early sets here, this introduced Darkness Ablaze introduced the Charizard VMAX. So I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. This was the subset that came out right after Darkness Ablaze. That not only did you get that awesome Charizard V promo in here, but you could pull the shiny version of it in this set, and then you got the hyper rare or rainbow rare Charizard VMAX in this set. So yeah, another really awesome set. A lot of people didn't like this set for whatever reason. I thought it was awesome. It was short. It had a lot of really nice cards in it. They didn't do anything overly crazy. They had like maybe one gold card. So, you know, it was a subset and it served its purpose. But again, I thought it was awesome. I really liked all the box art. And again, for it being one of those subsets, they only had so many different products. It's not like they had, you know, single sleeve blisters and booster boxes and all that stuff. But now if you look at how stuff has changed, like there's potential that the English set of battle partners, whatever they're going to name it, is going to have a promo exclusive to the booster boxes like they used to do with box toppers back in the day. So, yeah, it's you know, this hobby and this community is always ever changing. But it's interesting to see how it's going to change and how people are going to react to it. But yeah, good old Champions Path, a really fun set, a set I completed, and definitely glad to have this sealed for sure. All right, so the next one and the set that I was actually talking about before is good old Darkness Ablaze. I love the design on this Elite Trainer box for sure. These are pretty much art pieces for some people, you know what I mean? Like, because how different they all look. But really, really cool pattern here. You got the blue, purple, and red there, Darkness Ablaze with Eternius on the front. This set introduced the Charizard to Sword and Shield. Yeah, and you could get the regular Charizard VMAX in this. They didn't do the Hyper Rare in this one. They saved it for Champion's Path for whatever reason. But you still got Scizor. What other... I'm trying to think of what other big cards you got from this set. You got the Senate Scourge. You got Eternius, obviously. But yeah, really, really fun set here. And again, this introduced Charizard, so there's a lot of hype behind this set. It did pretty well. You can still find these out in the wild. I do see them here and there. But again, it's just one of those sets that like it introduced something for a generation. And then obviously they built off of it. And you see that every single generation they do. So, but yeah, good old Darkness Ablaze. Again, I love the design on this one. Anyone a fan of Darkness Ablaze in the chat? Let me know. I mean, there's 12 of you here. Hopefully someone likes it, right? Now, coming off of a set that a lot of people liked, the set prior, a little bit of a different conversation here. We got good old Rebel Clash. A lot of people call this Rebel Trash. I liked it. A lot of people didn't. I think the Elite Trainer box was really, really neat also. Really, really cool design on there. But I think a lot of people didn't like this because, in theory, there wasn't a like huge chase cards, right? Especially, you know, not knowing when Charizard was going to drop, or the big Pikachu card, or the Eevees and Evolutions. A lot of people look past this set. Now, honestly, my personal opinion, I really liked it. There was a lot of really nice cards, especially with the starter Pokemon and their final forms. You have some really nice full art trainers in here, like Boss's Orders. Yeah, I think it was a really good set, and it was a set I completed very early on into this generation. Yeah, again, the trainer cards were great, so there was definitely some good cards, but I think, again, it's unfortunately, the majority of this community, there's certain cards that people just want to chase for, and if it's not involved in that set, they just don't care. Yeah, the Sonya was nice, for sure. But that would be like me being like, oh, if there's not a Blastoise, a Raichu, or a Dragonite in the set, I don't like it. That would be insane. Especially, yes, as much as I wish and, you know, would adore there being more of my favorite Pokemon in every set, they're not going to do that. I mean, we even got some sets that were like heavily focused on like water-based Pokemon or the Dragon sets, and you didn't see Dragonites, you didn't see Blastoise. I mean, we literally just had Surging Sparks, and there's no Raichu card in the whole set. It's insane. But again, I'm not going to freak out about it. It is what it is. But yeah, again, Rebel Clash, I thought it was a good set. A lot of people didn't like this set for whatever reason, but I thought it was pretty fun. I do like the Elite Trainer box as well. So the next one's kind of interesting. And I'm kind of glad I have both of these different iterations. So the next set obviously being Sword and Shield base set. Now they did something unique that they literally did for this set and then never did again. Because of how the design was. So check this out. So here you go, Sword and Shield base set. You got the Zacian box here, or I'm sorry, that's the Zamazenta box. And the very first print run of Sword and Shield Elite Trainer boxes, they did with the same seal that they put on the booster boxes. Now the issue with that was this rubs off very easily, and that's why I'm trying to be somewhat delicate with this. But you would go to the store, even Walmart, Target, Best Buy, and you would find them like this. So this is the original print run of Sword and Shield Elite Trainer boxes. Now, you may ask why I don't have both of them the same way. Well, when I placed my order, and it's crazy that I still remember this all these years ago. When I placed my order when the set first came out, I ordered both of these from the same company. And I'm not going to call out the company because I'm not a big fan of the guy and I don't want to give him any more attention that he doesn't deserve. Anyway, when I ordered them, I ordered one of each, right? And I had him send pictures ahead of time. So it was this with this wrap, and then you had the Zamazenta with the same wrap. So not only did I not get that, but when I got my order, he sent me 2 of these Elite Trainer boxes saying, oh, we don't have one of each. Even though that's how I ordered it. Like, you know, if you see it on TCG Player where you can order, like, the pair. Same thing with, like, I just talked about with Evolving Skies. It had the pair. That's how they were selling them. That's how they had it advertised. He sent me the picture showing that it was one of each. So anyway, I reached out and said, hey, I got 2 of the same one. I'm going to send one back. Can you send me the other one? He said, sure, no problem. What did he do? He sent me the other one, okay. So he fulfilled that order. But he sent me this one, which is a second print, obviously because it doesn't have this label or this seal on it. So he waited forever to get it figured out, and I was disputing it the whole time. Yeah, they always will. But because it took so long for it to get settled, he purposely waited and sent me a non-first print run and said, yeah, I fulfilled your order. Here you go. But anyway, Pokemon Company decided that, hey, we'll only do this for booster boxes because, again, this rubs off very easily. And they didn't really see the benefit of doing it that way. So that's why I kept one of each. I'm so frustrated that I don't have the second one, but at least I can show the comparison here to you guys and you can see the difference. But yeah, again, Sword and Shield base set here. Yeah, absolutely terrible. But yeah, and then again, you can see the whole wrap was that way. Really, really neat. All right. Now, the last couple things in this tub, and this will pretty much wrap up today's stream. I wish I would have had the other box already. Like I said, I know I have a box of 151 out in the garage, but I wasn't thinking until I actually started the stream. So the last bit of my sealed collection, what's going on, Chains? So they're 2 of my favorite sets. So what I'm about to show you now is some of the sealed product I have for my probably top 3 favorite set of all time. We talked about this the other day. Good old Hidden Fates. Now, absolutely beautiful. One of my favorite sets of all time. Definitely top 3. I have it master set completed. So all the normal cards, the reverse holos, full arts, everything. And then I have the whole entire shiny vault and every single promo. So again, I have the set complete. Now, the other bit of sealed product I have, I'm just going to slide you just out of the way. We'll bring you back in just a second. Are the set I opened up the most of are the tins. All of these absolutely beautiful tins from Hidden Fates. Now, you guys saw my Hidden Fates binder. The promos that are in there, you guys saw a lot of the Gyarados, a lot of Raichus. This is where they came from. They came from these tins specifically. Now, when I tell you I lost count of how many tins I opened, and I kept every single tin, like even after I opened them, I kept the tins. I opened that much Hidden Fates. And again, this is right when I was getting back into collecting. End of 2019, start of 2020. I pretty much started my YouTube channel opening up Sword and Shield base set and a bunch of Hidden Fates. If you guys go back and look, you go to the channel, hit oldest, and start scrolling back up. I had a streak for over 100 and something days where I did openings every single day. It was nuts. Yeah, it's what really got me back into collecting. Again, Hidden Fates, my favorite set of all time. Some of the sickest tins that they ever put out. I love the design on these. Again, it was just an amazing set for sure. But then the Elite Trainer box, again, one of the best looking ETBs out there. Again, this set, the packs themselves are expensive. Anything sealed is expensive. Again, this is just a small sample of what I have in the sealed collection. But Zords, how we doing? No giveaways today. I'm still building up the giveaway pile from the last time we did a giveaway. And I kind of want to hit another big milestone before I do that. So, maybe when we get to the next big milestone, I'll start giving you some ideas of how I want to do the next giveaway. Thanks for popping in, though. Appreciate you. But yeah, Hidden Fates, again, one of my favorite sets. 900, I'm thinking about doing something. I'll do a big giveaway or something really crazy when we hit 1K. But obviously, we're way far out from that. Appreciate the sub. Nice. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Hopefully, you hang out and you enjoy some of the content. I do stream a couple times a week. And then anytime in between that is showing submission previews for grading companies. But yeah, appreciate coming by. Keep an eye on the community page along with the Discord. All the links for all that stuff is on the channel page. So you guys can know when the next giveaway is going to be. But yeah, good old Hidden Fates. Definitely top 3 favorite sets of all time for sure. Now, last but definitely not least. And again, this is one of my favorite sets, but I think it's one of my favorite Elite Trainer boxes. And it should be obvious why. All right, here we go. Last but definitely not least, and I wish I had both of these or both versions of these, but yeah, this one's still pretty solid. So the oldest ETB I have in the collection and one of my favorites is XY Evolutions. Now, I'm going to show you the front side here in just a second, but yeah, I just want to let that sink in a little bit. Now, this is one of those sets. Hey, Nugget, how we doing? XY Evolutions was one of those sets that the community was very back and forth on for pretty much since it came out in 2016 to years after the fact. XY Evolutions. No, you're good. You're good. Appreciate you coming by. XY Evolutions, and again, I have this one because it's the Blastoise. I did have the pair, which is the other one is a Charizard Elite Trainer box. I ended up selling it off. But I always said I'd never get rid of this one. But XY Evolutions came out towards the end of the XY generation. it was pretty much a reprint of a lot of cards from base set. Yeah, it's definitely my favorite ETB for sure. I had a lot of reprints from base set Pokemon and some other very iconic artwork mixed in with more modern ones. Yeah, the thing that made XY Evolution so interesting is there was years, I want to say even up to like 2019, 2020, where you would find XY Evolutions everywhere and no one wanted it. Like, they were just trying to give it away. Every tin, every promotional product, even the single sleeve blisters, people just didn't want them. They would sit in stores for forever. And then COVID hit and the pandemic came through. And that changed everything because people had nothing better to do but sit inside and spend money that most people didn't have. And there was a huge boom, kind of like we're seeing now, but without the pandemic. For some reason, people woke up and said, hey, XY Evolutions is a pretty fun set, even though the quote-unquote secret rares aren't really secret rares. But people were just buying it up. Like, almost overnight, the booster boxes went from standard booster box pricing, and at the time, that was like $100. If you saw anything over $100 for a booster box, it was from an older set. Even on the Japanese side, Japanese booster boxes used to be $40-50. But that's a whole other conversation. But almost overnight, you saw XY Evolutions go from regular routine pricing and nobody wanting it to the booster boxes creeping up to $1,000 a booster box. Single sleeve blisters were $30 at one point. Anything that had XY Evolutions was just through the roof. But again, it's a fun set. But again, they printed so much of it, and they were like, okay, we're finally done printing it. We'll just, whatever's out there is out there. And then people just start buying it up for sure. So the one thing I'd like to add to my collection, and maybe I can get some community help with this, is the single sleeve blisters for this. And I'm going to show you guys with my other phone real quick what they look like. But yeah, if anyone has any or can point me in a direction where there's some that are fairly priced, I want to get the full art set, and there's 4 single sleeve blisters. But it's just something that I had a whole bunch of, but this was before I was really like bolstering the sealed collection. But yeah, it's something I definitely want to get my hands on for sure. Especially with all the other sealed packs that I have to add evolutions to that. But yeah, let me just show you some pictures real quick. Hold on, my older phone is older for a reason. It's super slow. But yeah, so here we go. There are the 4 XY Evolutions single sleeve blisters. I would love to add these to my collection. If anyone could point me in the right direction of individuals or a whole set, please reach out to me and let me know. I want to add these to the collection for sure. But yeah, XY Evolutions was very, very fun. Again, it was a set that I really, really enjoyed. I'm glad I have this sealed and I have the set complete, but I definitely want to add those blisters for sure. But that is the last bit of the sealed collection. Nice trip down memory lane for me. A nice little peek into the collection for you. But from here on forward, anything I add to the sealed collection, obviously I will show you it off. I'll get some more tubs and we'll add to those tubs and we'll keep building as the years go on. There's so much stuff I want to collect and keep adding to the collection, but one thing I would highly suggest, and this is from my own perspective and maybe giving advice to junior collectors or people that don't know where to start or think they have to spend all kinds of crazy money to get into this hobby. I always say this: collect how you want, collect what you want. Be smart. don't just immediately buy something. Do your own research. Reach out to people that you trust in the community to verify stuff, especially if you don't know if it's a legitimate product or not. But it's just one of those things where you can start off and your collection can get big very, very quick, but there's no rush. You know what I mean? Like, don't feel pressure that, oh, you absolutely have to buy all this stuff, because you see people like me or other way bigger content creators that just have these crazy collections. It's a work in progress. Like, all the binders and stuff I've worked really hard over the years to get to where I'm at now. None of this stuff was overnight. But again, that's just my reach out, and my part in this community is to, you know, to put those words of wisdom out there, and just to help people if they want to get into collecting, or they don't know how to collect or how to collect properly. You know, people just, oh, I just have all these cards and I just throw them in a box and that's good. There's so many different ways to do it, but again, that's just my advice. Take it for what it's worth. But again, that's the last bit of the sealed collection. The one thing I'm going to leave off on, and it's not, well, technically it's sealed, but you guys saw this before, or if you're new, you may not have seen this, but I want to show off one piece that is a one of one. It's the only one out there, and I know some people are going to hate on it, but check this out. I'm going to leave the stream with this here. This is my graded copy of the Dark Blastoise box topper from Legendary Collection. CGC has only graded one of these, and that's why you see it in this really weird kind of graded slab. That's the way that they're grading their jumbo cards as of right now. I put in this really cool frame. It hangs up right next to me on the wall over here. It's a one of one. Not saying that there's a bunch of these cards out in the wild, but this is the only one that's been graded through CGC. Yes, PSA has some. A bunch of other companies have them, but this is the one of one, the only one that CGC has ever graded so far. And again, I worked really hard to get this and to save up money to get this and find the exact one I wanted, and then to get it graded and wait the 45 days for it to come back. And it was such an experience, like talking to CGC and working with them, because again, they hadn't graded it before. It wasn't in the database. So there's a lot of research on their end. But again, it's a cool piece that I'll always hold on to, and something I can talk about, especially when people walk into my room. It's right on the side wall, so it's one of the first things you see. But yeah, that's how I'm gonna leave off the stream today. 3 streams in a row. We finally got through everything. But yeah, that is my entire sealed collection as of right now. And what is today? Today is January 26th of 2025. So we're actually coming up on another anniversary on YouTube for me, which that's in March. So we still have a little bit of time before then. So maybe we'll do another celebration for that. We'll do another milestone. Maybe we'll hit another milestone by then. But I want to thank everyone that came through, whether it's your first time in the stream or you've been here a whole bunch. Yeah, tomorrow's streams. Yeah, we do have a stream tomorrow. We have Mewtwo Dude and myself doing a co-stream tomorrow. Obviously, if you've been in chat, you saw the time, but we're going to figure out location and how it's going to get done. But yeah, it should be a lot of fun. But yeah, that's going to do it for me. Again, I appreciate everyone that came through, whether you've been here for a while and you're a regular or it's your first time here. But 3 streams later, we got through the whole collection. So yeah, it just keeps growing from here, and hopefully you guys continue supporting and enjoying my kind of content. But that's going to do it for me, guys. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'm going to put all this stuff away, and then I'm going to get to some gaming for sure. But Mewtwo, hit me up, man. Let me know. All right, guys. I'm WakoBako. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thank you.